Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to highlight some of the changes in the new 2024 Pinnacle lineup. They just announced all this in the last few weeks and put up new pictures and new tours on their website. So I'm going to go through. This is the 37 MDQS floor plan, by the way. That's the same floor plan that I've got. I've got a 2021, a late 21, so it's really like an early 22. And I'm going to point out the changes that I'm noticing compared to my unit. Some of these changes, were introduced in 22 and 23, but I'm mainly going to focus on what's new for the 24 model year. So again, this is the 37 MDQS, and y'all help me out, by the way, as we're going through this. If there's things I'm missing, definitely comment below. But the first big thing that I'm noticing looking at it is the color change. I mean, wow, they really went a lot lighter. Here, notice everything from the cabinetry to the accents to the wallboard. There are a lot lighter colors. They didn't go completely white, which I appreciate because I got to confess, I do like the darker wood tones that are in my 21 Pinnacle. So I like that they left some of those accents so that it doesn't look all washed out. But y'all let me know what you think about the new color palette here in the 24 models. It's definitely a lot lighter. It just looks real clean and maybe almost simplified would be a good way to describe it. But let's kind of swing around here and take a look starting at the dinette area first and just see what all is different. So I'm noticing on the wallboard, again, everything's lighter, but in my 21, I've got a chair rail that kind of breaks up this slide box here, and then darker wood below. So I'm noticing they went away with that chair rail. It's more simplified now, and it looks real clean. The table and chair area looks to be about the same, different pattern on the chairs. And then I'm noticing it looks like a wireless charging station over here, a little pop-up tower. I think that was introduced though in 23. And then check out the valances. The windows look about the same, but notice the valance. It's almost like a monolithic, continuous valance running all the way across the windows. Of course, new pattern there. So that's kind of interesting. It's got a nice fixture up here with some uplighting above it. Looks kind of rustic, farmhouse-like. And then notice the slide fascia trim. It's very simplified, compared to what's in the previous model with all the crown and the details. It's definitely more simplified, flatter. Got a nice little accent light up there with the puck lights mounted. And then notice with the theater chairs, they've gone to a slightly different style, but then the fabric is the big deal. So they had been using a kind of a pleather or some faux leather material that had a pattern imprinted on it, and it looks like they've shifted to some kind of faux suede, a cloth material that you can brush different directions and gives that texture. It looked very comfortable, so I do like that change. And then it looks to be about the same color on the chairs there. Same material on the couch over here. Couch is slightly different style as well. It looks to be a trifold. But yeah, looks really different with all those lighter colors. I am noticing something on these little storage trays, though. The lids, the tops, they appear to be thicker. Mine are more rounded in the older 21, 22s, and these appear more squared off, and they look, unless it's just an illusion, they look thicker, like they've been built up a little bit. You got some nice accent lights here. Of course, up top, same storage. No more glass on the doors, so just solid wood. But let's swing around here and check out the fireplace area. So I'm noticing a new sound bar. Looks to be a JBL, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be a welcomed addition. Sound bars have come so far. They probably give better sound than the speakers that are in the previous gen. Of course, we got the televator going up here. Similar storage, again, no glass up here, just solid wood fronts, which, by the way, I like these doors. They look really big and, real substantial. And it looks like they have a glossier finish, if I'm not mistaken here. But they look real nice. They kind of remind me of some of the door fronts I've seen in the DRV units. So real sharp. But let's swing around here to the kitchen island area. It looks to be about the same size. I think it's a little more squared off than the previous models. Of course, you got your flip-up butcher block. And then it looks like they're using a different stove, a different range here. that is, I think, GE profile, if I'm reading that right. So maybe they have switched to all the same brand on the appliances, because we got GE microwave. I think this is an air fryer too. And then a GE, GE refrigerator as well. So that must be a new change there, using the same brand on everything. And then check this out down here. Notice there's a dishwasher. It's my understanding that this is now a standard feature, which I think is going to be really nice for folks. You know, I'd added a Fisher Paykel in my unit because they all come prepped for a dishwasher. And I tell you what, that is probably one of my favorite upgrades in the RV. So that's going to be really nice. I'm not sure on the brand. I think I heard someone mention it could be an Edge Star brand. It looks like a dishwasher that's going to have a door that flips down with a tray that rolls out. So not a drawer style like the Fisher Paykel, but it should be a really nice addition, especially if it's standard across the board. And then I think the sink looks like it's a little bit darker stainless steel from what I can tell. So yeah, looking really good here. Let's head over into the mid-bunk room. Oops, before we do that, look at the pantry. So solid again, no glass anymore. Looks about the same size though. So in here, I'm seeing, looks like about the same layout with the cabinets and the drawers, just different colors. Of course, no glass up here as well on the doors. So it looks like they've done away with glass on the doors overall. But yeah, this just looks a lot brighter in this mid-bunk room with the wallboard and, you know, the slide fascia trim simplified. Just a lot lighter and brighter for sure. Let's swing around here. I saw something earlier. I'm noticing this vent up here. So it looks to be, it has some kind of lever where you can open and close the airflow compared to the other registers out here that just have, you know, standard fins on them. So I'm not sure if they did that to try to help with the airflow in the mid-bunk. You know, that was one thing that I pointed out on my 21, that it was very anemic, the airflow here in the mid-bunk, and so it felt very warm and hot in the summer months. And actually ended up adding a 6-inch duct here, much larger, you know, airflow CFM. So I'm not sure if they tried to address that here or what. I think, in my opinion, they would need to enlarge the actual duct feeding the mid-bunk for that to change. But maybe they tried to do some work there. But let's head over here to the hallway, to the loft area. It looks like the entryway is about the same. You got your shoe garage, your steps, everything there. They appear to be thermofoil wraps still. So that's got the little grooves there. And then, of course, we've got our little coat closet down below, our BM Pro display up behind the glass. So as far as I can tell, this is the only door where they kept some glass. And it looks just a real simple, you know, plain glass, not quite as ornate. Got some vents down here for the furnace return. And then let's check out this loft area. See if there's anything different going on there. I am noticing the wallboard. So in my 21, this wallboard is darker. It's this same darker color here, and that just kind of changes the look of the hallway going down, where they've gone all basically to that lighter wallboard throughout. As far as I can tell, the loft area looks to be about the same. Maybe a slightly different cap on this railing here, but nothing too different up there. Let's head over to the bathroom. I definitely like how they kept some of this darker trim though on the doors and the casing. Looks really nice. All right, so I'm noticing some shiplap on the back wall instead of the tile backsplash. Got your vessel sink, and they've got a mirror. I like how it says pull here, so that indicates that it's got a vanity cabinet with some storage. Super important. And it looks like some backlighting maybe on that mirror there as well. But yeah, definitely a lot brighter and lighter in the bathroom. I'm noticing up here no more storage. They used to have a kind of a little towel rack up here. Looks like they've done away with that, and they've added this access panel. That's kind of interesting. I'm wondering if that is for the, I would believe there's a black vent stack that runs through here, this wall. So I guess that'd be to inspect that, or maybe to a chase for some wires going down from the roof for solar or something like that. That's kind of interesting. The shower layout looks to be about the same, slightly different pattern compared to my 21, but just a really nice looking shower. Of course, it's got a different shower head than my 21, but I think that was introduced later in 22 or 23. But yeah, what a beautiful bathroom. I mean, they really did a great job here. And looks just really sharp. And I do like how, again, they mixed up with the cabinetry. This is a slightly darker, looks almost like a silver, beige, taupe, somewhere in that color range. Oh, you know what? I am noticing right here, we've got a bank of 3 switches. That's kind of interesting. So in mine, it came with 2 switches, one for the fan, which I'm guessing is this switch here that's in the middle, and then one for the vanity lights. So I wonder, you know, one of my complaints with mine is that the vent fan, it's a powered vent fan, but it has a manual open close. So when I see the 3 switches, I wonder if one of those switches is to open close, but they're both in the up position here. So it just must be like an accent light maybe on one switch and then the rest of the lights on the other. So I don't think they've transitioned to a powered open close, but definitely let me know in the comments if you know otherwise. But yeah, really nice looking bathroom, really just real clean and sharp. Let's head on back to the bedroom though and see what's going on in there. I like that dark door that they carried over. It looks to be about the same layout there with the dresser, but ooh, look at the closet. This is really a nice addition. So they basically have taken out the sliding doors in the closet and they've made this almost like a piece of furniture, you know? I mean, you've got, it looks like a laundry hamper in the middle, some drawers on either side, and then a sliding, looks like wardrobe on top with the mirrors. This looks sharp. I mean, this really is a nice, I think a really nice welcome change. I'm assuming over here is going to be your laundry where you can put your stackable washer dryer. So yeah, I really like that a lot. I think they nailed that. I love how they added that darker wood accent there in between to kind of break it up. And then check out these nightstands. So it looks like they went away with the corner nightstands that used to be in the bed area and they pushed them out up here. So that's kind of nice. You know, I think I didn't mind them so much over here, but I realized they did kind of get in the way sleeping there. So I think I do like this better. And it looks like they got them up high enough so that you can, you know, pivot out of here easily without bumping into them. So that looks really nice too. Windows are the same. Definitely a lot brighter in here though. So that looks really, really nice. And then over here, of course, you've got your switch. They added a switch for the security cameras. So instead of powering them off the clearance lights, you just flip that switch. That's a really nice change that they incorporated. But yeah, I really like this closet. I mean, I think that looks really sharp. And you know, I'm noticing the floor space between the bed here and the closet. This looks to be substantially larger than the old designs. That's kind of interesting. I wonder how they did that. You know, the old design I think came out to about where this bump out is with the laundry section. Let me just pull back a little bit and see. Yeah, I don't know how they did that. I mean, I thought before that this step up here was because of the frame, but clearly they were able to avoid that somehow. So maybe they had to step it up much more forward and it just gave the illusion. But yeah, this looks like a whole lot more space here. So, I mean, basically the closet area is a little bit smaller in terms of volume, but I bet you that it's way more usable because of these drawers and the way they, you know, configured everything. So that's a really nice welcome change here. I mean, it looks really sharp here in the bedroom. So yeah, I think my favorite area that they changed here is definitely in the bedroom with this closet section here. I mean, I think they absolutely nailed that. That just looks like a lot more efficient use of space. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and look at the build and price, the configurator, and just see if any of the options have changed. Of course, you've got your diamond paint, your sand paint, and I noticed the steel paint, they don't have it listed up here in the exteriors, but it is listed in the options. So I'm not sure if that's a mistake or if they're doing away with that color. But let's take a look at these and see if there's anything new. I am noticing on the gross vehicle weight rating, this is something I think that changed in 23, but on my 21, it was 16,995, and I always thought that was a little anemic. So I'm really pleased to see that they bumped this up to 17.5. I mean, that extra 500 pounds is going to make a big difference for folks, especially folks that are full-timing. But let's take a look here and see if any of the options have changed. Looks like they've got the Overlander 2, the Overlander 4, and the EXT packages still. Now, this is kind of interesting. So a 20 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. So it used to be that you could get a kind of a gas electric refrigerator instead of the 120 volt. But it's looking like now maybe they're going to offer a true 12 volt refrigerator, and 20 cubic foot, that's not bad. So I might go for that. That way you get the native 12 volt refrigerator, a lot more efficient, especially if you're going to be doing some boondocking. Looks like it's still got the generator prep, the Onan generator, and then of course you've got this option, the 8K axle with hydraulic disc brakes. Now that's interesting, without ABS. So I wonder if they're going to be switching over to the ABS option, that's recently come out from Lippert in the future there. So, nothing drastically new there on the options, but that refrigerator option's pretty interesting. We'll have to figure out some more information if that's indeed a 12 volt native refrigerator. And then I'm just going to skim through the standard equipment real quick and see if there's anything drastically different here for 24. And if I'm missing anything, guys, of course, comment down below here. I do know on the outside, one big difference is the color of the fiberglass. It's a lighter, looks almost white, and then some slightly new graphics on the outside there. Of course, they added the MORryde safety grab handle. I see that. Now, this is something kind of new. I think this was introduced late 23 perhaps, but they now have H-rated Uniroyal tires, 16 ply. So that's a really welcomed addition. They had been with the Goodyear Endurance tires for quite some time that were E-rated, surprisingly, which, to be fair, they had, 4,000 pound capacity on each tire. But I always felt like, I was a little concerned with them being E-rated tires on such a large, heavy fifth wheel. So that's a nice change to see. They've switched over to H-rated. And let's see if there's anything else going on outside here that's different. This appears to be pretty much carryover for the most. Of course, the GE Profile series that I mentioned before there, 1800 watt inverter. So I think that's a little bit larger than mine. I think is a 1200 or somewhere around there. And then let's see about options here, if there's anything new. So again, I'm seeing that 12 volt refrigerator. It looks like, okay, so they are offering perhaps the MORryde independent suspension with the 8K axles. It says ABS not available. Of course, the solar packages that I mentioned. And then, okay, so they do have two different colors. It's showing modern farmhouse or vintage farmhouse. Now, I have not seen two different color schemes looking through all the different pictures yet, so maybe that's to come. Maybe the one is going to be a little bit darker, so we'll have to wait and see. Well, anyways, that's a quick walkthrough showing you some of the new changes for 2024. But again, let me know what you guys think about the colors. I mean, that's probably the biggest change, just the overall color scheme changes, the lighter colors, kind of the more simplified trim throughout. I mean, it looks really rich still. Again, I like how they mixed it with some of the dark colors. And I really like this new closet layout in the master. I think they really nailed it with the layout there. So, Mike and his team did do a fantastic job listening to the customer, and really, I think a lot of welcome changes here for the 24 model year. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.